Hey, how y'all doing today, guys? Today's historic Brawl commander is Karn, Scion of Urza, and we're going to be doing some artifact Brawl. So, to get the lands out of the way, 'cause it's probably one of the most unique things about running an artifact commander, is that you cannot run any basic lands. So we have 40, I believe, of unique colorless land. I basically went through and added every single colorless land that does not come in tapped, for the most part at least. There might be one or two in here that come in tapped, but you shouldn't have to wait a turn to use any of it for the most part. We also have a handful of like ramp into spells so that we can quickly get to our more game-changing spells. Our first like 1 to 3 are mostly artifact creatures, ramp spells, and equipment. This is basically just to kind of get going. We have because Karn's effect is you can +1 to reveal the top 2 cards of your library. Opponent chooses one, put that card into your hand, and the other exile with a silver counter on it. And you can -1 him to put a card with a silver counter on it from exile into your hand. But you can also -2 him to create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this gets +1/+1 for every artifact you control. So the more artifacts you have on the field, the bigger these creatures get, which is exactly what we want. So we have creatures that also have effects similar to that, like Patchwork Automation. That whenever you cast an artifact spell, it gets a +1 counter. It also has War 2. We also have cards like Nettlesis. That equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. We also run cards like Mystic Forge, which lets us play artifact spells, colorless spells off the top of our library. Very nice, because since that's everything in the deck. Lifted Form to copy our good effects, and we ought to have plenty of mana to use it. Aetherflux Reservoir. If we can cast enough spells in a turn, or at least even a couple, we can gain so much life that we can offset any damage we take. I will say one of the biggest drawbacks of the deck, from what I've seen, is that you don't have like good protection, you don't have like good interaction too much. There's a little bit of it, but it's not a lot. We also have cards like Ugin to make all of our spells cost 2 less, which is very nice. And Metalwork Colossus is a spell that costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana of non-creature artifacts you control. And we can sacrifice 2 artifacts at any time to return it from the graveyard to our hand. We also have Meteor Golem to get rid of anything. And we have Meteor Enforcer that has affinity for artifacts, so that it can make itself essentially free after a certain point. Deck of many things can be a way to get cards back into our hand. Or, yeah, even from our graveyard, or we can get lucky and draw 2 cards. And if we get really lucky for the nat 20, but we need like no cards in our hand for it to even work, is that we can put a creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under our control. When the creature dies, the owner loses the game. I don't know if anyone's ever gotten that to actually work, but you know, it could happen. But yeah, other than that, that's basically the deck. So we're gonna get into a handful of matches and see how this all plays. You're going up against this. Definitely need a mulligan. It's not much better, but it's something, I guess. Thanks for getting our lands. So I'm gonna go for the Celestius. Rod Construct would be nice. Metalwork Colossus is getting cheaper too.
I will fight for my friend. Ah, say hello to my little friend.
What do we need to kick? We need 7. We might just need to pay it for 4. We will get rid of our honor crop. I guess we maybe still got rid of captain, I guess. Doesn't ever matter.
I am proud to have fought.
So be proud after you actually do something though. Guess you're good for Metalwork Colossus for now. Hope for the best. If they have removal, that's pretty much make game over. Next time we can put a mirror shield on Metalwork. Block captain, hope for the best. We'll get rid of Thran. Let's see, a 6, we have 7. Go ahead and do that. And we'll just have to play this out without kicking it. Pull back Metalwork Colossus as a blocker. Next turn, we can go for Chromatic Orrery or Meteor Golem. Practice Wrath. It's fine. Now we can go for Chromatic Orrery, probably into our commander. Go for Spark Hunter, Masticore. We can eventually get back. Next turn we can go for Karn. Door. Let's go for Karn. Let's make a construct.
There is great power in the things we make.
We can Play out a treasure map. Equip mirror shield. Do our construct. And then we can scry on their turn. No attacks for now, because we want to make another artifact construct. Put an end step stop on there, so we can use treasure map. Mangara is good for them. Start drawing some cards depending on how we attack. Let's scry. Guardian Idol's not useful right now. Shadow Spear is pretty good. Make another construct.
Introduce you to a friend of mine.
Swing in. Start gaining some life back. You can hold back for now. Go for this shit. We can probably... Oh, nice game. So I say next turn we could, or before our next turn, we could sack the Celestius and the treasure map after scrying and get metal work back in our hand, since we have plenty of mana with Chromatic Orrery now. Alright, going up against Xander. Missing any 2 and 1 drops. Still missing 2 drops. So, but I guess we'll keep this. We can try. This is a good creature to have. We'll keep it. Gotta put the Ocelot down. Go for that now. Next turn we go for the Celestius. There's a true 2-drop. Next time we can play our commander. Thoughtseize. Probably getting rid of sword or familiar. See if we can play this. Yep.
Evil must not be
They probably just ramp into their commander.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous army.
Next time we can go for familiar. It's fine.
Do not pity me.
Toss my elixir. So I think we go for familiar. Or maybe we should go for mirror. So we have mana to actually do some stuff. Hopefully we can draw a land. They're at 6. Nico Bolas, of course. Get rid of Thran. Chaos 1. Chief of the Foundry. Swing in. Next turn, I guess they're gonna put the commander down. We can get rid of Mirror Shield and Chaos 1. And probably replay our commander. Though I would like to keep Chaos 1. They're just gonna transform. Don't even remember what this does. They don't have any planes or creatures in the grave, I don't think. They can -3 it or draw 2. They don't really have much of a play. I don't think they should have transformed. They have to get rid of the big construct.
Time to teach you respect.
Right, we'll take action. We will... We'll drop Chaos 1. Command Tower. Go for a Mirage. Go for Mirror Shield. We will... We swing all in. So we can pay 2. To make another Chief of the Foundry. We'll swing it at Nico. And then swing in with Chief.
I have other schemes to attend to.
Alright. We can probably drop the core. Boundary Inspector's nice. Playing the commander. Doesn't do nothing because we only have 2 cards in our hand. So point in doing that.
I have faced worse than the likes of you.
Make construct.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
And we'll swing over. Next turn we can probably win. We just gotta do some stuff. We can make another construct. I can protect Karn with the Chief. I think we're good. Dark Ritual for what? Chromatic Lantern. We can copy Jorn's Familiar. Make another construct.
Some solutions must be built.
We can copy Familiar. Go ahead and play Chromatic Lantern. And we'll go ahead and play Inspector too. Then equip one of our... Right, not the one we should have equipped it. Either way. Unless they draw something like River's Rebuke. They might have drawn something big. Yeah. Starting to wish I swung in correctly. No blocks, so it doesn't matter.
I will.
But I think we still got it, just because even though they can chump block our two constructs, they can't chump block Mirage Mirror. And we will swing with everything. That's good. Alright, going up against Vorinclex. Have a pretty decent hand. Let's keep this. Go for Fountain. Next turn we can go for Ornithopter. Sworn Sampler. Next turn we can go for Shambling Suit, or we can go for Karn. Probably go for Karn. Try to get creature bigger than theirs going. Right, yes, they're already starting. Forsaken Monument will be really nice. Perhaps we make sure that we can play that next turn. This will essentially double all of our mana. Also make all of our artifacts bigger. I love the Dracula lands too. So we'll go for Radiant Fountain, Forsaken Monument, and we'll go for Shambling Suit. Now we have 7/5. Next turn we can go for Karn and minus. This also gives us a blocker against Voring Clicks. So they can cast Voring Clicks and just not attack with it. Alright. We're gonna attack, or say make it out with one. Mystic Forge is nice. Yeah, play out Mystic Forge, start playing stuff off the top of our deck. Go for Karn, I guess, since we just talked the land. -2.
Until you have lived as a
Go for Chaos Swan. See if we can get something better. I'll keep Orden Thothware back as a blocker if we need to. Now they can probably just play Voring Clicks and give it some counters. Scales. Now they don't have any mana to pay or give it counters. Unless Riskar does the... I guess it more than does that. Alright, they go after Karn. There you go, that's probably better. No blocks. Hopefully I get something like Paradox Engine. -2 Karn.
There is great power in the things we make.
Metalwork losses cost nothing. Go for Gilded Lotus. We'll see what they have on top of their deck. Emerging Sequence. Cast it, but it doesn't do nothing for us. Go for the deck of many things. Lithoform Engine. We can play Lithoform next turn. We can start making either... We can either start making more Colossus or Constructs, or we can copy the Chaos Swan effect. They attack with Boring Click, so I'll probably chump block it. Hungry Hydra comes in, that's a big boy. They can swing in with Remnant. Alright. It's probably for the best, because if they destroy Karn, I could have just made more constructs. Alright, so just play Lithoform first. And then activate deck of many things. See if we get lucky. Get 14, so we'll draw 2. Get a Nettlesis. living weapon, so it's going to come in pretty big. So we probably want to copy Nettlesus, honestly. So lay out replicant ring. +1 on Karn.
A curious choice.
So they can either give us one of them or exile the other for a turn, essentially. Oh, there's Paradox Engine. Oh man, we just need something to play. Alright. No attacks. Now that we have Paradox Engine, that's about the only way we're going to really win. So hopefully they don't have anything too crazy. They have a lot of mana. But next turn we can start going off with basically infinite. Iron Scale's good for them. Oh yeah, I forget that we don't get counters with Warren clicks out. But we have Chaos Swan. So basically just needed to survive. We will jump like this. Because they probably didn't realize we have the setup. Hopefully they let us play it out. Just let us do a little bit of it, I hope. Of course, they can't let us use the combo for a little bit.